Good.
Good morning, Nick. Thanks for meeting us with us today at CPS. And good morning, Nick. Thanks for taking the time to meet with us today. Do you mind if we ask you a few questions and get to know a bit more about your business?
Of course not. Thanks for making the trip to visit me.
Perfect. Before we get started, can you tell us who Nick Huff is?
Yes, I'm a part of our family-owned business. I have left our business and traveled and worked at some other stores across the country. Came back here to Ohio as a director of our subprime finance building or department, and I currently manage that as well as other areas in the store with a couple of siblings and luckily still my father and some other longtime managers here at the store.
Awesome. I've heard a lot of stuff, good things about you, Nick, and your portfolio performed very well. You've been supportive of CPS. Can you tell us what's important to you in a non-captive lender relationship?
Yeah, that's a great question. Good communication and transparency from both ends. Good communication is important from a day-to-day perspective of managing our contracts in transit, of course getting customers approved in the first place, reviewing all the pertinent information, and having good, strong communication between CPS and our store ensures that our contracts get funded very quickly and our customers have a car to drive for a long time. And it's a very mutually benefiting relationship based on good communication. And I say transparency because it's important for our people to be upfront and transparent with all the relevant information to CPS, and CPS be transparent with us about the things that are important to them in that relationship.
So communication and transparency is definitely something that is valuable in a relationship. In what ways can I work to make sure our relationship meets your expectations?
Well, I think a great way to do that would be to have a quarterly or biannually review of the relationship as a whole.
Awesome. Yeah, and as we build a relationship and we are funding contracts with you, how important is cash flow to your operation?
Well, it's extremely important, as any good operator knows, that if you don't have good cash flow management, you can sell yourself out of business fairly quickly. And having a good track of where your money is something that needs to be looked at every day. We have a wonderful accounting team led by a controller that monitors that, as well as several leaders in the store that look at it daily. Contracts in transit make up a huge part of our cash flow, and it needs to be tracked and monitored daily, or it can get out of hand. You don't look at it in a couple days, and it can be in the millions of dollars for a store like our size.
Right. You know, and it sounds to me like you've been in the business for quite some time. Can you tell us, what funding turn time is acceptable to you in the organization?
Well, I can't say we've reached this metric yet, but what we're really shooting for is there's two answers. For a subprime contract, we'd like to have all of our contracts purchased within 3 days. And from a prime standpoint, we want to see those contracts purchased at an average time of under a day. And with the processes and policies that we have in place as an organization, mixed with the technology available in the marketplace and CPS using e-contracting, for example, we feel that we're very close to being able to meet those metrics.
Yeah, that's right. E-contracting is definitely something that is helping us work together as a team to make sure that turnaround time is there and the profitability is there as well. Side note is, how much communication would you like from us, CPS, concerning our business with your dealership?
From folks at our store that have daily communication with CPS about contracts in transit and getting new contracts approved, it's just that, it's daily. There's back and forth via text messaging, emails, phone calls, notifications in Route 1, it's all the above. Again, going back to your earlier question, from a relationship perspective overall, somewhere between 2 and 4 times a year there should be a conversation about how the relationship as a whole is forming.
Yeah, relationship is really key. It's more of a people's business, and we want to make sure we have the right partner, the right partnership. We want to make sure that we satisfy your goals as well as ours. So that's what makes it a great partnership. dealership is most responsible for determining where the business goes?
So in our store, we have two sales managers that are completely responsible for all the subprime contracts and applications. So in our store, it's a real easy answer. It's those two guys. They don't do the contracting per se or sell any F&I products, but they completely steer where that business goes from the minute the customer walks in the door to the last part of them leaving with a smile on their face.
Awesome. Right. And so, do you have, or do you know if you have, like a preferred lender list? There's a lot of dealerships that I've run into where the captive lender is their preferred lender, or there's organizations that have a handful of dealerships or lenders that they do business with. Do you have a preferred lenders list?
We don't have a list per se, but if you ask any one of our sales managers, finance managers, we certainly have people that we prefer to do business with. From a prime perspective, you have Ally and Capital One. Simply, Ally does our floor plans, so there's a lot of financial benefit for them to be a preferred lender for us. Capital One just makes it easy to do business. From a subprime perspective, our favorite lenders are CPS and Regional Acceptance. And again, because both of those lenders have strong communication and strong programs that really capture a lot of business.
That's great. You know, CPS does also have a lender relationship with Ally, so at the dealership level, the store can benefit from both. Right?
Yeah, and I think we take advantage of it.
I think that you guys do too as well. And
Good.
good.